Okay. That's that. Let's cross here. Another bridge. Oh, it's the water, look. The calm waters smell faintly of refuse. How lovely. The Goose and Fox. That's the local tavern, right? Let's have a peek. I can't really be bothered. Nope. Nope. They're all boring and useless. I'd like to talk to someone.
Hail and well met.
Finally. The man behind the bar is nearly the size of an armour. A handle protrudes from his back, and his face is set in a stoic frown. He gives you a small nod, here for a drink. There's a tiny pewter cup in front of him. He turns it in one broad hand, but doesn't drink from it. Could I get a rune? Tell me about yourself. Name's Bishop. Used to be a scholar of Bareth. Now I run the Goose and Fox and keep the regulars in line. He shifts, and you see a warhammer strapped to his back. He needs to shift for me to see the warhammer. What more is there to tell? Journey isn't as long as you'd think. It started with Hollowbone, and with this. Takes a black bottle from under the bar and fills the pewter cup. It was my sister's son. He takes a drink. At the beginning of Waidwin's legacy, he was one of the first. Never expected there would be so many after him. Tragedy is part of the cycle, but it's followed by rebirth. Yet every year more patients were grieving for their Hollowborn children, and the gods were silent. So you lost your faith? He leans forward, crossing his arms on the bar. Bareth promises rebirth, cycles. But the only cycle I found was this one. He taps the bar. Have a drink, have another, and another until I couldn't remember how I got home. Wake up, come back. I finally broke up one day to see my family had packed up and left. For all I know, they'd left days before and I just hadn't noticed. But they were gone. So I came here. I've cleaned up since then. Not that I've found my answers. He tosses the cup back. I've just stopped asking questions. A lively place. It was founded in the early days of the Wooden Independence by a traveling scholar named Errol of Levi. He wanted a place where kith of all backgrounds could gather and hash out the issues facing their new country. He rests his elbows on the polished wood of the bar. It didn't take long for the place to fill up. Brackenbury aristocrats argued with dock workers from the Gift, while soldiers wrangled with politicians. The Woodens never have been known to turn down an argument. He takes a sip from the tiny cup. Can I imagine things got interesting? Soon kith were coming from the farms and settlements too. He waves at the door, as if expecting a crowd to bustle in. This place got even more popular with the Valian sailors from the Salty Mast, and that was the problem. He drains his cup. No matter what people say about fair-mindedness and civil debate, there's only so much people will tolerate. Errol found himself on the wrong side of an argument with the wrong Thane, and when he disappeared a few days later, some said it was the work of that Thane. He shrugs, spreading his hands over the bar as he surveys the room. But Errol knew which way the wind was blowing. If you ask me, he skipped town. Hid out somewhere, hoping for rational minds to prevail in Defiance Bay. Cracks a wry grin. He cracks a wry grin. Why is that so hard to say? He cracks a wry grin. If only he could see it now. Does he have any interesting stuff to sell? A yellow lab. Oh. A pet. But we have a tiny white worm. I think we're good. It's no better spot for a spirited debate. Spirited indeed. Nope. Not interested. Your boring backstory. Is there anyone I can actually talk to besides the... We're just staring at people for 15 seconds and then running away again. Finally. Kenra, a woman sits by herself, spinning something on the table in front of her and watching it with furious intensity. It's about the size of a coin, and it wobbles over a crack in the wood with a metallic rattle. She snatches it up with one hand and slams a half-empty cup down on the table with the other. This is not a good time. What are you doing there? She takes a long drink from her glass, just trying to calm down, and trying to talk myself out of something foolish. She says nothing for a few moments, as if hoping you'll leave. At last, Kenra looks up at you, and lamplight falls across her face. A purpling bruise is blossoming along her cheekbone. There's something I need to give to my fiancé, Pernish. Only he doesn't seem to go anywhere without his new friends, and they're not exactly pleasant company. Who hit you? She shakes her head. I know how this looks, but you don't understand. It's not like Pernish. It's these new friends of his. They've brought out the worst in him. Oh, sure. Tell me about these new friends. They come into our house with their dead eyes and their black teeth. I'm not a fool, I know what it means. Pernish makes me leave, and when they show up, but it's obvious what they come to do. Last time they came, I told them to get out. Let them have their fun somewhere in the gift, but not under my roof. She scowls and then winces, her fingertips gently probing her bruise. Theft changes you, I guess. The Pernish I knew wouldn't have squashed a spider. I never thought he'd... She trails off, still feeling the swollen, discolored flesh. Intellect 10. It's not very much intellect, but I think that's a good answer. I thought Svev just made people lay around not doing much. Kenra shrugs. I don't really know. Seemed better than believing he's always been this way. And that's your problem, girl. Maybe I could go talk to him. Her hand rests on the table, and she clenches it into a white-knuckled fist. There's nothing more to say to him. We're finished. I just want to give this back to him and have a clean break. Now we're talking. She opens her hand, and a ring clatters onto the table. Honest too? Oh, that's because I have an honest reputation, I guess. It was his grandmother's. Even after this, I don't have the heart to sell it off. But if I go back there myself, I know what'll happen. I'll lose my temper, and I'll probably wind up with another one of these. She points to her bruise. But I've heard you're trustworthy. If you give this back to him, he'll know we're done. I'll take this to him. She looks at you and nods. The house is just north of here. Just please don't hurt him. As furious as I am, I don't want that on my conscience. Alright, can do. His old self. Is there more to this tavern? Oh, there's a kitchen. No one here.
I see where you're going with that.
Bartender's ring. Missing item mods 288. Missing item mods 287. Alright. There's a bug. I found a bug. Let's explore the city a little further. Yeah.
Following your lead.
What else do we have here? Commoners.
Yes?
Paragont. The Orlan woman bounces up and down at your approach. Remember me? We met at Marmer Bridge. She slaps you playfully on the shoulder. Thanks for helping me out back there. As promised, I'll give you the best prices in town. If it weren't for you, I'd still be broke. I don't remember actually, but good thing we helped her, I guess. So she's selling traps. Alright. And camping supplies. How many camping supplies are we at? Oh, 2 out of 2. Okay. Oh, Edda wants to talk. Sure.
Hey, the dozens. Pretty sure you won't find one among them who stood within 100 miles of that bridge when the Godhammer went off. Too bad, too. Assumed there'd be less of them.
Was 12 the Wooden stood outside Helget's citadel waiting for the Waidwind to cross the bridge there. They had to hold him there long enough for the Godhammer to detonate, so that's what they did. That's what they called the bomb they blew up, that they blew up Waidwind with. Don't know much about it other than that. Anything kills the living god? Guess you gotta name it. Nothing serious. Nothing I don't have against a lot of folks anyway. The dozens, they like to take things into their own hands. Gets ugly sometimes. We don't have them in Gilded Whale, but they'd be right at home there. They picked that name so they could do what they wanted and feel like it was right. Got nothing to do with honor or sacrifice. They like to invoke Magran too, and they especially want to feel right. Somehow, I don't think she'd be too impressed with that lot. I'm sure she'd like to see him on fire anytime they use her name, but the gods probably got rules against that kind of thing. People hide behind symbols so they can't be questioned, that's true. The Duck's a reasonable man. Maybe while we're in Defiance Bay we can get him to force people to call themselves what they are. Don't imagine they'd have as many members if they called themselves the loudmouthed sheepfuckers. Let's go on.
Sure.
Awkward. No, I know. I just found it fun that in answer to his profanity you could just be like, alright, let's go. Enough talk.
Good day, stranger.
Hi. Well met, traveler. Are you interested in purchasing any rations for your journeys? Nope. Stay out of the catacombs. Alright, we gotta go into the catacombs, I guess. More people with boring backstories. Nope. Not interested anymore. I tried to read them all in the beginning, but they're just too damn inconsequential and boring. What do we have here? Expedition Hall. Let's have a look.
The dozens may not like us foreigners much, but they certainly don't mind taking our coin.
That's usually the way it is. Wennen. Bendon Lear. A well-groomed man steps through the hall with a confident swagger, a smug grin etched on his face. He's flanked by 5 other hard-looking individuals. Hard-looking, huh? Bind the Nimble. One of his companions, I guess, eyes you for a moment before spitting chew at your feet. Another pup come wandering in, I see. Just know that Bind's giant slayers run things around here, and you'll be fine. Never heard of them. His eyes narrow. You have now. Stick around Defiance Bay and you will again. Plenty of bounties to go around, but there's a reason the giant slayers get the lion's share. Man, that rhymed. A voice bellows across the hall. Enough jabber, Bine. You gotta do the job or talk about it. His jaw tightens. Wennon's right. That coin ain't going to collect itself. He looks at his comrades and jerks his chin toward the door. See you around, pup. Nice. Hi, Sammy. Welcome back to the stream.
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
This rough-looking man glances at you briefly as he scans the mercenaries milling around the room. Tell me about the dozens. Wennon's expression becomes serious, the timbre of his voice deepening. Good man and woman trying to walk in the footsteps of great men and women who came before us. We're a loose association of warriors and expeditionaries in the Durwood. Not as fancy as the Crucible Knights, mind you, but at least we remember our roots. Why is the dialogue box so weird? Anyway. Edda, at least I remember someone else's roots and pretend to be like me means... Your roots? Why is... Alright, that's better. The Crucible Knights take pride in having won the Durwood's freedom of 150 years ago, and we're the ones who've protected it. Everyone knows that the Saints' War ended with the Godhammer destroyed... When the Godhammer destroyed Waidwen at Evandurer Bridge. A lot of folks don't know how Waidwen wound up on that bridge. 7 men, 5 women. They walked out of Helget's citadel and faced down a god. Held him there until the bomb went off. He thumps the table. That's the legacy we defend. Some call us mercenaries, but we don't need matching armor and silky cloaks to remember our roles. We're the same now as we were then. We stand up for the people, first line of defense, whatever it takes. We got new enemies now. If it's not Waidwen, it's his damned legacy. It's the damned soul butchers in Brackenbury, making things worse on all of us. Probably causing the whole thing, one way or another. Well, we haven't gone anywhere, and we haven't gone anywhere. And there's a lot more than 12 of us now. We defended Durwood once. We'll do it again. Something's weird. Alright, I don't know. Is there a button on my keyboard stuck or something? Alright. Wennen casually nods your way. His eyes continue to float from mercenary to mercenary as he speaks. What else do you need? Looking for work? Am I looking for work? From these assholes? I don't think. And also, well, 3. Goodbye. Daggers mark the locations of various Engwithan ruins. Notes posted around the map list bets on current expeditions. I mean, I guess those expeditions might be pretty useful, like getting XP and the like. Let's steal from them. Oh. Or maybe I shouldn't.
I see where you're
They
going
won't-
with
They
that.
won't like that. I can get the XP. This isn't stealing though. Oh, it is stealing. Because it didn't say stealing. Well, they didn't mind me breaking the lock. 3046 was the quick save. Alright, so I guess we'll have to load the autosave.
Mercenaries. All fancy
Sure.
weapons and no skill.
Okay.
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
What's the other thing I can say? Thanks for the information? Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to restart the game. This is... I'll still unlock the chest, of course, if they don't mind, because that gets me XP.
Consider it done.
Arrows are for practice in the expedition hall only.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up. If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off.
It's treasure hunting, plain and simple. Sponsors put up money, hire adventurers to explore the wilds, looking for ruins mostly. If they come back alive, they split the spoils. If not, it's because they handle their weapons like this lot in front of me. Might as well be digging their own graves right now. Got business with me? 4. Alright. F5. Quick save, quick load won't solve it, I guess, right? Because the last load didn't change anything.
Sure.
Oh, this looks better. Oh no, it doesn't. I don't know what that is. Let me just... If I... No, it's not that my keyboard's stuck or anything. Alright. I guess I'll restart the game. Maybe that helps. Exit. And play. Oh, not new game. Continue. All right. Yeah, all right, it works now.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wenham. I just handle these mercenary shit shovelers. Adventurers, I mean.
Although, I do have something I need done. Something that requires competence.
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
Oh, finding some piece of family weaponry or armor. I've done that in Skyrim about 100 times, but sure. Why don't you just go back for it?
No. They'd like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them the satisfaction.
Doesn't sound like leaving the Crucible Knights was your choice.
You don't choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true.
You're not a real knight.
Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
Nice, nice insinuation there, Edda. Nothing more destructive than a crowd with the wrong idea. Like the dozens. What's this armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation. And then it's Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind of fate.
Wow.
He kept it when he had me kicked out.
I got word from a reliable source that Penelm visited a forger in Ondra's Gift right after having his soul lineage read by a cipher in Donrid Row. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks on me.
It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage. If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
Sagani scratches the back of her neck. If generations of Masuk's traditions are any indication, this Penelm probably doesn't remember it. Still, past like that has to count for something. Level 4 adventurer? Nah, thanks. We're good.
Sure.
Let's have a look at these expeditions.
Go see Osric. He's usually got something. You do well for him, maybe I can find you more.
Osric sent me to you. I have expeditions, but they're not just for anyone. We dozens of those of like mind and deed. Well, I guess I'm not gonna work for you then. How about you give Osric a hand first? Show us where you stand. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, alright, so you have to do his personal quest. Well, that's alright, as long as I don't have to do anything racist.
Sagani, does your fox bite?
Yes,
Can I pet him anyway?
it's your hand.
I'm gonna pet him.
Never mind. Who are you? Refugees. Excuse me. What else do we have here? Pernisk's house. Sure, let's go in there. Can we? Oh, it's here, huh? Oh. Alright. We're going inside. Oh, there is a couple of addicts lying around. And here we have a couple of crude beds have been improvised from an assortment of tattered blankets and pillows. Dribbles of some dark or liquid stain the fabric. That be stealing? I don't know. Mercenary, the guard holds up a hand as you approach. You can turn right back around. The lower floor is all yours, but nobody goes upstairs. Why not? Because you'll be breathing through the holes in your neck if you head up there. That's why. Just mind your own business. Once you're on the SWEF, you're not going to much care where you go anyway. Fine, I'll be going. What's the other one? Resolve 14? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's have a look around first. Someone has peeled the labels from these bottles. They're stuffed with a dark, gunky pulp that gives off a pungent odor.
I see where you're going with that.
Unlocked. I'll take the XP. This book of Valian love sonnets has the dedication on the first page. To my beloved Kenra. Right.
Hail, traveler.
The man before you flashes a toothy and rather unpleasant grin. Well now, a new face. Welcome, friend. Name's Pernish, and this, he gestures to the room around you, is my humble abode and place of business. And I do hope you're in here to do some business. Glances at a nearby guard. So what's your business exactly? If you have to ask, let's be clear. You go running to the guards, you're going to regret stepping foot in this place. In fact, I put even odds on you regretting every decision you made in your life to leave you standing in front of me right now. His face shivers with a quick, unreadable emotion. But you stay smart, and I figure we can end up very good friends. You can ask my, previous customers. They'll vouch for my supply. I keep it simple. If you have the coin, I have the SWEF. You're free to make use of the premises, so long as you don't do anything stupid and you don't get to tangling with the other customers. He claps his hands together. What can I get you? What is SWEF? You serious? Pernish eyes you with a suspicion then disbelief. SWEF's worth every pand, my friend. It's incredible. Lets you see your own soul, and you're looking at Defiance Bay's first and foremost SWEF merchant. Quest updated, his old self. Uncover what happened at Pernod's house in Copperlane. The house next to the Copperlane market that has become a sweff den. Oh, what kind of sentence is that? The house next to the Copperlane market that has become a sweff den. Full stop. Pernod was home, but something about the man seemed unusual. Yeah, he's a drug dealer. So I could give him the ring, I guess.
Gods keep you.
But I feel we want to find out what's going on first. And in order to do that, I guess we'll have to bribe the guard. Because we don't have resolve 14. The guard narrows his eyes, then takes the money. I do like the view over this way. He turns around.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.